You're listening to an Ono Media podcast.
Good morning, and thanks for joining me for Rise and Crime, your morning caffeine hit all about crime. I'm Mama Jules, and let's talk about the trial of former TikTok star Ali Abulaban. We have to start with the beginning of the social media star's relationship and also his fame in order to understand how he found himself in jail for the last 3 years and now on trial over the last few weeks. So let's talk social media. Ali had amassed nearly 1 million followers on TikTok when, under the username Jin Kid, he would do impersonations and comedy videos. He would frequently film content where he was impersonating Tony Montana from the movie Scarface. He also filmed content associated with video games. Here, I'll play you one, but if you aren't a gamer, you might not look at this as comedy. But a lot of his videos are mimicking the video game Skyrim, and Ali is pretending to be a player in the game. Okay, let's just give it a listen.
All hail the powerful Talos! Talos lives amongst us! O son of man, give yourself to the mighty powerful Talos! Talos!
Fus Roda!
Something going on?
Huh? Huh? Get away! Huh? Need something? Talos!
Okay, that gives you an idea of what made him famous. But what about his relationship? Well, Ali and Anna met in 2015 in Okinawa, Japan, while Ali was in the military. When they met, Anna was married to another man. Her and her friends would make the rounds on the party scene, and Ali, who claims he struggled to fit in because he was Muslim, well, he began drinking with Anna. Later that year in 2015, Ali was arrested on the military base after a fight broke out between Ali and a man. The United States Air Force dismissed Ali with less than honorable as the conclusion of his service. Ali returned to America, Virginia to be exact, but he didn't stop his correspondence with Anna. He even began the visa process to bring Anna to the United States. Once that was completed, Ali married Anna in 2017. By this time, Ali had revamped his image and had even scored a top security clearance and was working in the State Department. Anna then gave birth to their daughter, and together the family purchased a home and started building a life. Anna began helping Ali record his videos for TikTok and YouTube. It's her hand that you frequently see in the videos, representing the first-person player in the video game. Well, in 2020, Anna visited San Diego with friends, and when she returned, she begged Ali to move to California. In February of 2021, the two uprooted the family and started anew in San Diego. This seems from the outside looking in to be the downfall of the relationship. The two began partying like the old days, except it was alcohol and now cocaine. At nearly the same time of the plan being hatched to move to San Diego, Anna met a man by the name of Rayburn Barone, and the two fostered a friendship. And maybe it was more than a friendship. During this time of drug use and additional friendships, the alleged abuse in the marriage escalated. In July of 2021, Anna documented a physical encounter with Ali by taking a photo of her bruised face. She alleges that Ali was the one who caused the bruising. 1 month later, in August, after a violent encounter between the two, Anna and a friend left the home. Anna alleges that Ali followed the pair and he tried to force the car they were driving off the road by swerving into them. Then on September 8th, Ali allegedly pushed Anna into a bedroom, causing her to fall and hit her head on the bedpost. Now, these are just a few of the documented cases. Anna seems to have told friends and neighbors about other alleged violent encounters. Later that month, in September of 2021, Anna scooped up her daughter and left what she called a violent home. She was living with a friend for a time, but the arguments between the two did not settle down. Now, Ali, he has also made some friends, particularly one woman that he met on an elevator in their apartment building. The two were allegedly romantically involved, despite the marriage between Ali and Anna not being dissolved yet. And Ali maintains that Anna was doing exactly the same thing, participating in some romantic extracurricular activities outside of their marriage. Now, the demise of the relationship seemed to push Ali over the edge. He had spoken with family members about Anna seeing another man, and he had told them he would kill the man if he ever caught them together. By now it is October of 2021, and Ali was supposed to be going to Los Angeles to film content for TikTok. He was going with a friend. Well, that day, he ordered $200 worth of items via Instacart, and he sent those items to the apartment where his estranged wife, Anna, and his daughter were staying. Now, the order included his daughter's favorite snacks, a pumpkin, because remember, it's October, and also some flowers for Anna. That morning at 8:40, Anna left the apartment and took her daughter to school. At 9:12 a.m., Ali allegedly entered the apartment complex through the front door and went up the elevator. Now, it seems Anna wasn't there, even though she had told Ali she would be there. This angered Ali. He searched the apartment and he found the flowers that he had delivered via Instacart. They were crushed underneath Anna's makeup bag. Ali becomes more angry and allegedly trashes the apartment, throwing the pumpkin and the flowers to the ground and throwing Anna's clothing down a trash chute. He then found his daughter's iPad and allegedly downloaded Discord to the device. He then set up a live stream, unplugged the iPad into the charger, and hid the whole thing behind the bed in the primary bedroom. He allegedly leaves the apartment at 9:50 a.m., and he doesn't cross paths at all with Anna. Anna then returns to the apartment at around 2 in the afternoon, but she's not alone. Her friend Rayburn Barone is with her. And remember, the apartment's trashed, so Anna takes pictures and shares those pictures with certain people. A few minutes later, Ali is listening to the live stream happening via the Discord app. He says he hears Anna's voice and another man's voice. Now, if he was angry before, he is now enraged. He jumps into his black Jeep with more than 100 rounds of ammunition and, of course, a gun. He drives the 9 miles to the Mission Beach apartment and is seen running through the parking garage with the gun. At 2:10, Ali is seen riding the elevator. He's calm and unagitated. When Ali threw open the apartment door, he found Anna and Rayburn on the couch snuggling. In the moment of surprise, he fires one shot at Anna, hitting her in the head, and then he fires multiple shots at Rayburn. 3 bullets connect, 1 through his neck and 2 through his head. Ali then waits. He waits more than a half hour. And does he call EMS first? No. He instead takes pictures of the bodies and sends those pictures to friends. 3 minutes after sending the pics, he calls his mom and he told her everything. Then he leaves the building. About 5 minutes later, he finally calls 911 and he tells the dispatcher that his wife and another man have been shot. He said he found them and that he needs help. When EMS arrived, they pronounced Anna and Rayburn dead. So where did Ali go when he left the apartment? Well, he went to the school and picked up his daughter. He said he told his daughter that he was taking her to be with his mom, her grandma, and then he told his daughter he had killed her mommy. He never made it to his mother's home, though. He was pulled over just minutes after picking up his daughter, and he was arrested for the murders. Ali has been in jail since that moment, but he hasn't been quiet. Let's listen to an interview that he gave to the local Fox outlet. Now, the audio isn't the best, so let me set up the scene for you. He is on one side of a glass partition on a phone, and the reporter is on the other side. Her audio is really clear, but when Ollie begins yelling, you can hear the echo of the audio coming through the phone versus the audio in the cement-walled room.
Did you kill her?
Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that. Yeah, I was listening on the house with the iPad through my phone.
So when you heard Rayburn's voice, you went
I
to...
didn't recognize him. I didn't know who it was.
But what were you thinking?
I was freaking out. Oh my God, I caught her. I caught her. Oh my God. There's a man. And then guess what? I hear nightmare. R&B music. I'm trying. I was like, I'm like, don't do it. I'm screaming.
As you're driving to the apartment,
I'm screaming. I'm crying. I'm like, don't do it.
what happens when you get to the apartment?
I go up and I see them.
What did you think? What did you think?
They were nothing. I didn't see that. I don't. It was a blur. And I felt like I was on the passenger seat of my own body. But when I opened the door and saw who it was, broke my heart. And to see her kissing Ray on my couch with his feet on my table, with my I'm running my apartment, my life, in the house that my daughter sleeps in, on the furniture that I put together. What do you expect a man to feel? Happy? Well, I guess that's the end of my marriage. No! That's my family!
Ollie then goes on in the interview to discuss the claims that he admitted about doing the killings to his mother and also admitting it to the police. But he says he didn't admit it.
Police say they have evidence against me. I don't know what it is.
So the prosecution says that you admitted to your mother that you did this, and then you pled not guilty. Can you explain that?
No, I can't.
Now, the interviewer is, in my opinion, awesome here. She presses Ollie on the hard questions, asking him about his alleged drug abuse and his addiction to cocaine.
Your family says that your social media fame changed you. They say that you were doing cocaine, didn't really care about the consequences.
Nope,
Are they right?
that's false. My family doesn't know anything because they never cared.
I asked again about his cocaine use.
Do you think that made you snap? Do you think it changed you?
Yeah, it messed with my brain. It made me violent, made me like aggressive, you know? When I'm on it, yeah.
And then, in what I think is the most telling portion of the interview, he claims he is truly the one who was the loser in this scenario, even though there are two dead people.
Were you feeling any remorse about this situation?
I'm broken, I'm devastated, I lost my wife. My goal was to just try to get a hold of my family. It was slipping through my fingers. I'm the loser here. I lost the love of my life. I lost the love of my life. Everybody I reached out to when I was going through this problem, when I couldn't get a hold of Anna. Dude, you gotta leave her. I know I gotta leave her, but I don't want to leave her. Dude, you're so handsome. You're famous on the internet. You can get any model. I know I can. I don't want to. I want my wife.
Could anyone else have Anna?
Huh?
Could anyone else have Anna?
Not while she's married to me.
All right, that interview occurred while he was in jail. So let's put it in context. His life has been destroyed. And at the time of the interview, he is still deserving of innocence until proven guilty. But I do have to say this. He's pretty narcissistic in this interview. At least that's the way I'm reading it. So now we're up to the trial that's been going on for about the last month. What did the state bring to the trial for evidence? Well, they found the crushed flowers and several unfired bullets scattered throughout the apartment. Authorities also found a Glock pistol and the holster and more than 116 rounds of ammunition inside that black Jeep. Also, Ollie tested positive for gunpowder on his hands. Now, San Diego Police Department investigators say the spent cartridge casings, well, they say those match the ones that were fired from the Glock in test rounds. This is a pretty big uphill climb for the defense. You've got Ollie admitting in a taped interview that he was spying on his wife and that he was furious about her being with another man. He admits he was driving to her apartment in that taped interview. He admits he found the two in that taped interview. And then with that much information and also video footage, and then the gun evidence, how do you defend this man accused of killing two people? Well, his defense attorneys aren't saying he didn't shoot them. Instead, they are working the angle of motive and his mental health. During the trial, the defense team has stated that Ollie's cocaine abuse and his undiagnosed bipolar disorder were a perfect storm that culminated in the shooting at the apartment. The attorneys said in closing arguments that Ollie was just simply out of his mind on that day. Now, the defense also had a psychologist testify that Ollie suffers from bipolar disorder and also other personality disorders, including narcissistic features. And as the trial is nearing its end, Ollie took the stand. On Thursday, so a week ago, Ollie argued and became combative with the prosecution when they made claims that Ollie was researching teen porn videos on his devices. Ollie erupted at the prosecutor saying, "Show me the teen crap that you just said." He then screamed the following: "You want to paint me as some kind of child molester? Show me what you just said. I've never seen that in discovery. I've been incarcerated for 3 years, and you never showed that to my team. Where did you get that?" Well, the prosecutor calmly answered, "It's in your phone." Ollie screamed back, "Show it." Which you have to applaud the prosecutor here for eliciting exactly what she wanted the jury to see. She picked and picked at Ollie until he erupted on the stand. And that makes the jury believe that the man can get angry enough to commit murder. Now, the jury received the case on Friday, but did not deliberate over the weekend or on the holiday, which was Monday. The entire day Tuesday was spent in deliberations. And when I sent this episode to editing on Wednesday, they were still deliberating. I can only speculate that they are hashing over the 3 possible guilty verdicts. Ollie can be found guilty of first-degree murder, or second-degree murder, or involuntary manslaughter. Now, the instructions to the jury were to start with the manslaughter charge and work their way through the remaining possibilities. I'll keep you updated in the next episode as to the verdict in this case. And now to Los Angeles, where General Hospital actor, 37-year-old Johnny Wachter, was gunned down Saturday when he approached his Toyota Prius and saw 3 men trying to steal his catalytic converter. Okay, here's what we know about the murder. The killing occurred around 3:25 a.m. on Saturday when Johnny, who's working as a part-time bartender in a downtown establishment in LA, well, he walked a female to her car for safety reasons. As they were working their way towards her car, Johnny saw 3 masked men gathered around his Prius, which was parked near Pico Boulevard and Hope Street in Los Angeles. Johnny approached the car in innocence, thinking his car was potentially being towed. But as he got nearer, it became obvious these men were stealing his catalytic converter. After indicating to the thieves that they could just take the part, Johnny stepped in front of the female coworker and put his hands up in a surrender motion. That's when one of the men shot him in the chest, and then all 3 fled the area. Emergency personnel were called to the scene, and Johnny was transported to the hospital. Upon arrival, he was pronounced dead. And if you're like me, you really have no idea what that car part is. So I'll fill you in if you're like me. A catalytic converter is an exhaust emission control device that is located on the undercarriage of a car. And that car part has precious metals like rhodium, palladium, and platinum. And thieves will steal the car parts and make hundreds of dollars selling those stolen goods to auto parts suppliers and to scrap yards. Now, those parts are then melted down and the valuable metals are extracted. thefts of the car part have skyrocketed in the last few years due to the economic downturn of the country. And the trend has even prompted some states to enact new laws making it illegal for recyclers to buy that part from anyone other than a legal owner or a licensed dealer. Now, the laws also increase penalties for buyers who fail to certify that a catalytic converter was stolen. Authorities are still searching for the 3 suspects in Johnny's murder. Now, Johnny, who was 37 years old, played the character Brando Corbin on General Hospital from 2020 to 2022. He left the role when screenwriters wrote the character out of the plot lines, and he seemed to make the best of it. He told Soap Opera Digest that the 2-year run was a blessing to him due to the loyal fan base of General Hospital. Johnny's brother Grant told the Los Angeles Times that Johnny participated in every play available to him from the time he was in elementary school in Summerville, South Carolina. Shortly after graduating from the College of Charleston in 2009, Johnny packed up his Honda Civic and headed to LA to pursue his dreams. Upon the news of his death, former General Hospital cast members took to social media expressing their condolences and also praising Johnny for being unassuming and humble. His love interest on the soap opera said that he was genuine and incredibly caring. Now, Johnny might also seem familiar to you because he has had select roles on Westworld, Criminal Minds, and Station 19. He most recently had begun screenwriting in Hollywood. Johnny's body will be returned to South Carolina, where his family will hold memorial services. And because it's been a couple of months, I thought I would give you an update, as minimal as this update might be. This is to the missing Corpus Christi teen, Caleb Harris. Okay, here's a brief recap. At about 1 o'clock in the morning on March 4th of this year, Caleb and his roommate and a friend, they exit their apartment and go out into the parking lot of the apartment complex to walk the new puppy that Caleb's roommate had just gotten. Now, they're caught on Ring doorbell camera footage from a neighboring apartment. The 3 then split up. The friend apparently goes home, the roommate goes to his girlfriend's house, and Caleb returns to the apartment. Caleb's other roommate tells Caleb at about 2:30 in the morning that he's going to bed. Caleb says back that he's going to stay up and order his lunch for the next day via Uber Eats. Caleb orders 2 Lunchables, a Red Bull, and an apple pie. At 2:45 that morning, Caleb shares a Snapchat video of him taking the puppy back out into the parking area of the complex. However, this video and Caleb's path doesn't trigger the Ring doorbell camera. At 3:03, he shares a second Snapchat photo of a small bridge that's just outside the entrance to the apartment complex. Now, this Snapchat video only goes to a friend that lives in San Antonio. The video includes an inside joke that the two share, and that's the last of the cell communication. Now, you and also Garrett from Murder with My Husband are screaming right now, what about the cameras? Well, the apartment complex did have a security system, but the video cameras weren't working in March. Now, the next morning, Caleb's roommate notices Caleb's Uber Eats order on the doorstep, and that triggers him to look around, and he sees Caleb's keys and wallet on the kitchen counter. He then discovers Caleb's truck in the parking lot. 2 hours later, roommates contact the Corpus Christi Police Department, and the search begins. But there's been nothing, you guys. Nothing has been found. And it's not for lack of trying. We have the city and county police departments searching. The Texas Rangers and the Texas Department of Criminal Justice have been aiding in the search. We also have the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and even the U.S. Coast Guard. And that's not all. The U.S. Marshals and the FBI and the Secret Service all sent resources to help in the search. Caleb's dad, Randy, is staying positive. He told KHOU that he knows the authorities are doing their investigation and that there are things they can't tell the family. He said they would love to know more, like, are there any suspects or is there any new information? But the investigators aren't sharing all that they know because they are protecting portions of this case and the investigation. Now, the Corpus Christi Police Chief, Todd Green, says that the team of local, state, and federal authorities continues to meet about Caleb's case at least twice a week. He says they are still conducting interviews and serving warrants to gather information. He also says they are even looking into tips from psychics who claim they have had visions about the disappearance of Caleb. So I will put it out there one more time. If you have information, you can call 361-826-2950. A $50,000 reward for information leading to Caleb's safe return is still available. The family also has a GoFundMe account to help raise money to fund the search efforts. And this programming note, closing arguments began yesterday in the Chad Daybell trial. That means the jury could get the case as early as today. I will be interviewing a couple of defense attorneys today, and I'll bring you that update on Monday's episode. And it'll probably include a potential verdict and also an explanation of the death penalty phase in Idaho. So a couple of points of interest. The law about the language surrounding jury instruction for a death penalty case, well, a new one was enacted during the trial. So we will compare the differences on Monday between the old law and the new law. And also, if Chad is found guilty, the jury will return to hear arguments for the death penalty. So we will go over how that process works. I'll let you know in Monday's episode. Well, that's your Thursday episode of Rise in Crime. If you are coming to the live show of Murder with My Husband in Salt Lake City tonight, please make sure you say hi. It's been so fun to meet up with so many listeners. I'd also ask for a 5-star rating and review if you're so inclined. Those are greatly appreciated and they help Rise and Crime grow. And you can follow and subscribe on all of the various platforms where you listen. Join me again on Monday for the updates to 2 of these stories and also for more morning crime news. I'm Mama Jules, and keep safe out there.